All right, this is a little bit different kind of question, but I'll answer it anyway. Why not? He says, I'm coming to you with a question about my personal growth and development. I've decided to move to Florida after I was laid off from my job in New York City and ignored any possible opportunities I could have had to make it possible to continue living in New York City. Okay. While I was down here, I reignited my genuine interest in professional wrestling. All right. Which I took part in seriously years ago and just came back to missing the wrestling ring. However, I know if I were to leave Florida, I'd be leaving behind all possibilities of luxury living for a cheap price and to continue wrestle. Though I do not have a car or a driver's license, which is a severe drawback. I know there is a public transportation in my area of Florida, which is Orlando, just not much. If I were to move to New York City, I'd be moving somewhere else I know has made me happy just being there for as long as I can remember, and the public transportation is obviously the best system in all the United States. My question is, how do I continue with my decision if I'm stuck between two different things like this? I feel the pros and cons list will just get me more stuck than I was before. How can I make a decision the easiest way? Thank you. Do the pros and cons list. You're resisting doing it, which means that's what you got to do. You're afraid that if you do it, it's just going to make you more stuck and you want the quick answer, and I can't give you that. But what I can tell you is I can give you a little bit of perspective, and I think you really should do the pros and cons list. Now, if you've been following what I've been doing it for any length of time, which I assume you have because you sent me a question, then you know how important compelling vision is, right? So let's break it down, okay? I'll help you with the pros and cons list. New York City, great place to live. Easy public transportation, okay? Opportunities. Florida, no transportation system. Your passion. Willing to stick out all that bullshit for the wrestling passion. Okay, well, I think you might know what you want to do, right? Your compelling vision is everything. You left New York City for a reason, right? You probably felt listless. Like, where are you going with your life? You need something to inspire you every day to get you moving. And so what I would say is go towards your passion. Now, you want the quick answer, that's the quick answer. But I really urge you to do the pros and cons list. But the compelling vision, the thing that really gets you going and gets you excited and makes you happy to wake up every morning, that's got to be the thing that you move towards in your life. Like the thing that makes you, what is your compelling vision? Men need a compelling vision to succeed in. So if you want to do the professional wrestling, go for it. Go all in. Go all in with the professional wrestling and just give it everything you got. You'll make it work. You'll make it work in Florida. And obviously, make a list. What are the things I got to do and how am I going to do it? And what's the time frame to accomplish these things? Start breaking it down, and do this with your career too. So, and we go into this deep in the coaching program with compelling vision, but what I'm trying to tell you here is not just make this pros and cons list between New York City and Orlando, but what you also want to do is you say, okay, this is my compelling vision. And how do I move forward with this compelling vision? What's the quickest way to get from point A to point B? One thing, obviously, is get a driver's license. Maybe you don't need a driver's license. Maybe you get like one of those scooters, those electric scooters, or you get a moped or something. You don't need a driver's license for that, but you can move. Get a bike. You don't have to be reliant on the transportation system. And then get a car. What's it going to take to make these things happen? Break it down. How much money do I need to survive? And that's the goal. What do I got to do to make that money? What do I got to do for the next step and the next step and the next step? Line it up. Make a Gantt chart if you have to. It's like timeline here, timeline here, timeline here. Timeline to car, timeline till this, timeline till license, whatever you got to do. But you can make it happen. Just the problem is you're feeling overwhelmed because there's so many things you got to do. And so that's the feminine part of your mind saying, oh, there's the overwhelm. So what you need to do is you need to break it down into bite-sized chunks and so you can get it done. And that is the masculine way, is to take big problems, break them up into small things, and then start knocking them out. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You just little thing here, little thing here, little thing here, and consistently do it every day to get you towards that goal. And what's going to happen is you've got a good why, right? The good why is the professional wrestling. So you go towards that and you say, okay, well, I have to get this job at fucking Subway so I can make enough money to get a $500 car or a $200 moped or whatever. Then now that I have the moped, I can get to the wrestling on the weekends or on Thursday night. And then you go to the wrestling, and then during the day you're working, you get another job somewhere else, maybe it pays a little bit more, and you just bust your ass. Obviously you're probably going to the gym a lot to get big, so you got to do these things. You got to fund these things. And so make your budget. How much money do I need to do this? How much do I, and over time you'll build these resources. You'll build your network of people, and you'll learn to love the city of Orlando, just like you learn to love New York City. But the thing is, you just don't know the lay of the land yet. You got to build this plan out. Write it all down, man. Journal it out. Make these plans and start following them. be consistent, hit your goals, hit your targets, start winning, start being successful. And then you'll find that Orlando most likely is just as good as New York City. Anyways, that's all I got for you. This is just the basics framework on how to do any kind of big self-improvement thing. Take the big thing, break it up. Anyways, I hope that's helpful. Let me know in the comments below if this has been helpful for you. And if anybody else has anything else to add to this video, also please comment below and help the man out. Peace out.